I said it before and I'll say it again. Life moves pretty fast.
I can't.
It's not about personality matrices and charts. It's all about the bumps in your heart.
Hello, it's Ivy here today, and today, Okay. Hello, it's Ivy here, and today we have a brand new video. I have done this multiple times, but it's been a hot minute since I've done a couple of tips and tricks on how to gain weight effectively. But here we are today. As you can see, here is my little fiddle leaf fig tree. I mentioned, I think like 2 videos ago, that she was not thriving. She was not doing well at all. Here we are, like a couple weeks later, and she's thriving. She's produced 5 new leaves in the past week and a half, and you know what? That could be you. That could literally be you. Put yourself in the right soil, get you the right tips, and you could be thriving like my fiddle leaf fig. Before we get on into the tips, I want to give a quick shout out to my favorite comment of the week. So this is my favorite comment from last week's YouTube video, and this is my favorite comment from last week's Instagram photos. I so appreciate the comments that you guys send. I read through every single one of them and try to respond to all of them as best as I can. If you are currently on a fitness journey or you're currently trying to gain weight at the moment, comment down below thick, so I know that you're on the fitness journey as well. We're going to do 5 tips on what you need to know before you gain weight. I've already done a video like this and I will link it here on the side, and we're going to get into 5 more tips. First tip that I have to give you guys is do your own research. I think it is so crucial to do your own research before you start to gain the weight and before you start to embark on your own little fitness journey. It's so important because if you don't do the research, you kind of just go into this journey blindly. I didn't do my research at all when I first began, and I pretty much just I did a lot of cardio, I lost some extra weight, I was eating and I thought like eating healthy would be good for me, so I would literally just eat like a pear for breakfast, a little bit of rice and some meat for lunch, and I was like, why am I not gaining any weight? It wasn't until like my brother started telling me how to do it, and I was also like doing my own research on top of that, like what kind of foods will help you gain weight, what kind of exercises will help you gain weight, and I think it's so important to do that, especially knowing how many macros you need to eat to be able to hit your macro fill throughout the day is very, very important. Having a good mixture of fats, carbs, and protein will actually determine, I guess, like how your body looks in the end. As well as that, it's very important to do your own research on food. Like everyone's taste buds are different. I like to eat like say more fish and stuff like that, so I'm going to do my research on how much fish I need to eat and what kind of recipes I can do to be able to help myself in that area. As well as that, doing workouts and what workouts work for you when you're trying to gain weight, like trying to gain the booty, trying to get the gains. A lot of people have like say back injuries, or their back is really, really sore all the time, so you have to find out workouts that will help you gain the booty, gain the legs without having to do such super heavy weights, or workouts that won't injure your back any further. Or even some people have really bad knees, so doing things like squats, lunges, jumping squats, all those different things, it's going to hurt you or injure you even more. Find out the best exercises that are good for you, that will help you get the gains but it's not going to injure your knee. Okay, the second tip that we have is know that everybody's body is so different. I feel like I've seen so many comments on, I guess, like lots of different people's what I eat in a day, and on my own videos I see a lot of people comment like, I eat as much as you, why am I not gaining weight? Or I eat more than you and I'm not gaining weight. I work out and I lose weight really quickly, how come you're not losing the weight? And the thing is, you have to know that everybody's bodies are so completely different. Whatever I eat from my body, however much I work out, actually works for my body at the moment, and it's good. It's helping me maintain the weight, which is exactly what I want to do anyways. I didn't want to gain weight, I didn't want to lose weight. Whereas for some people, if they eat as much as I ate, they would probably lose weight because they're more active than me throughout the day. They're doing like a lot more. Maybe they're a nurse, maybe they have a kid that they run after, and for them, doing extra workouts or eating as much as I eat is going to heavily impact their body. It's very, very different. Everyone is a very different height, a very different body set. 2 people may look the same physically on the outside, but your bones might be bigger than another person. Everybody's bodies are so different is literally what I'm saying, and I kind of went on a bit of a tangent. The best way to go about this is to try to like work things out, you know, be on a bit of a diet, experiment. When you start a fitness journey, sometimes you're not always going to gain the weight straight away in like 3 weeks or something like that. The thing that worked for me a lot was experimenting with foods, what worked for me, how much to work out. When I first started this fitness journey, I worked out 4 to 5 days a week, and I found that that was incredibly exhausting for me, and it helped me lose weight. Working out 3 days a week and then doing a day full of stretches is actually perfect for me right now and helps me maintain the weight, and I'm really happy with that. So again, it's totally up to you and your body, and it's really up to what your body can handle, and it's about experimenting. And as well as that, stop comparing your body to other people. Just like I said earlier, everybody's bodies are different. You are not going to get the same results as someone else just because you see how much they're eating and you try to copy that, or you see how much they're working out and you try to copy that as well. Everybody's bodies are completely different. Like I said before, experimenting with foods and workouts is key. Tip number 3 is knowing that gaining weight is a journey. It is not something that you can reach like a final destination of. I guess in a way, like, you obviously have a weight goal in the end. Like, say you are right now 45 kilos, but you want to be 50 kilos in the end, and your goal is 50 kilos. However, once you reach 50 kilos, that's not the very end destination. You can't just go back to eating what you ate before, otherwise you're just gonna lose the weight. And you can't just go back to not exercising at all completely and being a potato, because you're gonna lose the muscle. But people ask me this question a lot, like, how long do I have to do this for? And the thing is, like, when you embark on a fitness journey, something that I've realized is that you actually have to continuously do it. It's a lifestyle thing. It's not even a bad thing if you really think about it. Like, you're making weight in your life to eat healthy, fill your body with the nutrients it needs, drink enough water, have enough sleep, exercise regularly and daily, which is what I think we should be doing anyways. You have to know that it is a lifelong thing. It is something that you have to keep doing every single day, otherwise you're just gonna lose the weight, otherwise you're just gonna lose the muscle. It's totally up to you on how you want your body to look. I remember I gained all the weight back in 2018 and I was so happy, and then all of last year I just stopped. I maintained the weight, which was really great, but I lost all the muscle that I had put on initially. And personally for me, I felt really insecure about that. I felt like my legs were a lot more flabbier. I felt like there was a lot more cellulite around my belly. I didn't feel very confident in my body just because I had stopped. And like, yes, it's because my body didn't look as best as it did before, but also because when I work out, I actually feel so much more confident in myself, or better in myself, in the sense that, like, I'm giving myself the best. When I wasn't working out, I felt like I wasn't treating my body right, I wasn't treating myself right, and which is why I felt a little bit more insecure and a little bit more unconfident in my body. But yes, if you want to get on the weight gain journey, I mean, you can always stop whenever you feel like you're done. Obviously, eating till you're like really full and all that is not part of like a lifestyle thing. You don't need to do that all the time, but just know that to be able to maintain the weight and keep that on, to keep looking, I guess, more toned and more muscly as you keep going throughout life, you do need to kind of maintain that. Fourth tip that I have is know that gaining weight is hard. Before you get on the journey, before you start, know that it is so freaking hard. It is not easy. It's not something that you can just do straight away. And while that like does sound very disheartening, I kind of want you guys to take that as more of an encouragement to know that, like, it is not easy. Don't be so hard on yourself. If you don't eat your caloric fill one day, or you skip a day of exercise, I'm not discrediting the process of losing weight or anything like that, but I personally feel like it would be a lot more harder to gain weight than it would be to lose the weight. Both equally still difficult. I fully understand that. With gaining weight, you have to do all the research on how to actually do so, what foods are perfect for you being able to gain weight. You've got to completely change your diet, because you have to incorporate all these different things into it, and also, like, you've got to work out, you've got to do weights and do all that. It comes with a lot. It's so new and it's so different to be able to incorporate all these different things into your life if you weren't doing them in the first place. So know that it is so difficult. Don't be too harsh on yourself if you're really having a hard time doing it and it's not easy, or it's not going as smoothly as you think. Just know that it is difficult. Don't give up, just keep going. You will get there eventually, but yeah, it is difficult, and so we've all been there. And the fifth and final tip that I have, I don't think I mentioned this tip in any of my videos before. I think it's so important to have like a good support system around you when you're trying to gain weight, trying to recover, or, you know, just trying to get big, you know, just because like you want to. It's so important to have a good support system of people around you, people that are encouraging you, people that like are putting you down. That's gonna dishearten you, and honestly it does happen. You're just gonna be able to like grow thicker skin from that, all these people's criticisms and stuff like that. But it's also so key to have like good solid people around you that will help you and encourage you on this weight gain journey, or on this journey of recovery, if you're recovering from like an eating disorder or anything like that. And having those key people that will encourage you constantly and help you out constantly and keep you accountable is really, really helpful and supportive. You may have a friend that may be going through this exact same thing, and you might be like, hey, let's try to keep each other accountable with this, let's do it together. Or you could just have like family and friends that know about your struggles, know what you're going through, and if you tell them and you really explain to them like, hey, I really need your help in this, they're gonna help you out. Like, I remember when I first started my fitness journey about it, like my brother, he was also gymming at the time, and he was trying to gain weight, trying to gain the muscles, because, you know, 19, 20-year-old kid, a lot of boys do that. They just go to the gym, try to get big. He would constantly like check up on me because I was like living with him. He would constantly be like, oh, like, what are you eating today? Like, are we gonna go to Woolies and stuff like that? Are we gonna go do some grocery shopping? Trying to make sure every day that I was like getting my fill and trying to eat right and stuff. My husband now, who was like my boyfriend before when we were living together, he would like always ask me, how are you going? How are you going with this? And whenever we would go out to eat, he would like try to make sure that I was like eating a lot, but also he wouldn't pressure me because he knew that like eating made me like really nervous, or being pressured to eat a lot really made me nervous, and I didn't like when people were like pressuring me and asking me like, oh, like, why are you eating so much and stuff like that. He would like really try to reassure me that it was okay and try to be supportive in that. And also he would encourage me a lot when I was struggling, when I was like, I can't be bothered doing this anymore, I can't gain the weight. He would just encourage me, be like, no, just keep going. It's gonna be worth it in the end once you do this. Having a support system like that is very, very great. Having friends around you as well, like I opened up to a lot of friends around me. I chose friends to open up to around the time about like the things that I was struggling with, the things that I was going through, and some people were like really supportive. Some people were like, yeah, like, I know that's so hard, I totally understand that, I went through the same thing. I did still have like a really good support system of friends that would try to encourage me. They would see me and be like, wow, you look really different, you look really good, and I'm so proud of you and all that stuff. I have this one friend, her name's Sarah. Shout out to Sarah. She's so great. Like, when I first started this fitness journey, whenever we go to like events, we go out to dinner together or catch up, or we like go out to dinner with like all our friends and stuff, she literally it feels so silly, but like it honestly like meant the world to me. Whenever she would compliment me, she'd like see how much I ate or something like that, and she'd be like, oh my gosh, like, I'm so proud of you, you ate way more than you did before, or like, you're doing so good, you're actually eating so much more. And she would be like, wow, you look so good, you look like you've gained weight. Honestly, like, that meant the world to me. I really, really loved that. Even when like friends and stuff like that who knew me during the eating disorder, I would not eat at all, and like when they would see me and I would like have dinner with them and stuff, they'd be like, oh my gosh, like, you're eating so much more now, like, you're eating way more than I would and stuff like that. It honestly just like made my heart like, oh, like blush in a way. Honestly, having a good support system around you is so key. So I highly recommend trying to find people that you can open up to, try to find people that you can feel comfortable telling this to, and yeah. I hope you guys really like this video, and I hope these tips were insightful. They're not the typical tips of like how to actually gain the weight. These are things that I wish I knew before I started gaining the weight, because these tips I had to learn along the way by myself, and I want to be able to share them with you guys because, yeah, like I said, I wish I knew them when I was starting this. This would have made this so much more easier. Hope you guys like this video. Like it if you did. Subscribe down below. I post a new video every single Thursday in the afternoons. And follow my Instagram, it's @Ivy_Nicole with 2 E's. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, wonderful night, wherever you are. Goodbye, love you.